started on round 27. We're going to be using our 8th alternate color, and for that today I'm going to be using Melonberry. And it says to work a standing single crochet with an extra loop on our hook. So we actually want to make a 3 double crochet cluster in the 3rd stitch to the left of our master color, so not including our master color. This is right here, and it is in this stitch, so we're going to count over 3. 1, 2, 3, and in that 3rd stitch we want to work a standing single crochet with an extra loop on our hook. So there's a standing single crochet, and we have that extra loop on our hook. Now we're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster. So we have our first little cluster. We're going to start our 2nd cluster, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook. So that's our 2nd little cluster there. We're going to do that one more time. Yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook. Now we've got those 3 loops for our clusters, and then remember that extra loop at the beginning from our tail. We're going to yarn over and draw through all 4 loops on our hook, and that creates our first 3 double crochet cluster. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip the next single crochet, and then we're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster in the next single crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook. We need to do that a total of 3 times, so we've done it once. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook. That's twice. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and draw through all those 4 loops on your hook. And that's our 3 double crochet cluster. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip the next 3 single crochets, so 1, 2, 3. Now we have a little repeat for this round. Getting started on the repeat, we're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster in the next single crochet. So right in here, we're going to work that 3 double crochet cluster. So there's one little cluster, 2, and then 3. Now we're going to yarn over, draw through all 4 loops on our hook. Chain 2, 1, 2, skip the next single crochet, working in the next, work a 3 double crochet cluster. So 3 little clusters, there's 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, draw through all 4 loops on your hook, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip the next 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3. That's the little repeat. Continue repeating that around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. I've got my master color here, and we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning 3 double crochet cluster. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we bring our master color to the front of our work before joining, so that we can pick it back up in the next round. So to join, up at the top of this 3 double crochet cluster, we've got 2 little strands there that look like a V. We're going to insert our hook under there and under the beginning tail, and we're going to join with a slip stitch. That completes this round of work. We can fasten off this Melonberry. getting started on round 28, stitches for this round are going to be worked in the skipped single crochets of round 26, and we need to make sure that we push round 27 to the back. So this is round 27. We're not going to be working in those, we're just working in these skipped stitches here, right in here. So to get started, we're going to be using our master color again. We can take our stitch marker out, and we're going to start with a chain 2, 1, 2. That's going to count as our beginning half double crochet, and then we want to half double crochet in the next 2 skipped single crochets. So these 2 right here, we're going to work a half double crochet in each of those. So there's 1, 2. Now we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip this single crochet between these clusters, and then we have a little repeat for this round. Getting started on the repeat, we're going to work a half double crochet in the next 3 skipped single crochets. So these 3 stitches here, making sure to push this to the back, we're working a half double crochet in each of those. So there's 1, 2, 3. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip that next single crochet between the clusters, and that's the repeat for this round. Continue repeating that around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Just so you can see, these layers are separate. Here we are at the end of the round. To finish off, we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning half double crochet. So it was this chain 2, and that second chain, we're going to join with a slip stitch. That completes this round, and we're going to put a stitch marker in our master color here because we're going to carry it up after the next round. Getting started on round 29, we're going to be pulling the chain 2 from round 27 through our chain 4 spaces to the front of our work. So what that means is we're taking this round, which is round 27, and there's a chain 2 space between our clusters. We're going to pull that up through our chain 4 space that we just worked in round 28. We're going to grab onto the chain 2 space. We want to push this chain 4 completely out of the way, so we're only working in that chain 2 space. Now you can start in any one that you want. I'm starting before my master color here so I can show you guys what to do with that. But before we get to that, we are going to be using our 8th alternate color, which was Melon Berry for me. And we're going to work a standing double crochet in that chain 2 space. So there's our standing double crochet, and then we're going to work 2 more double crochet in that same chain 2 space. 1, and then 2. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to work 3 more double crochet in that same chain 2 space. So there's 1, oops, 2, and then 3. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we have a little repeat for this round. Before we get started on the repeat, we have our master color here, and we're going to bring it to the front of our work before we do the next our repeat, because we need to pick that back up. So getting started on our repeat, we're doing the same thing where we're going to pull that chain 2 space to the front and that chain 4 space out of the way. So we're only working in that chain 2 space. I got a tail here. in my way. Okay. So in that chain 2 space, we're going to work 3 double crochet. And this is the start of our repeat. So there's 1, 2 double crochet, and then 3. Chain 2, 1, 2, and then work 3 more double crochet in that same chain 2 space. So there's 1, oops, 2, and then 3. Chain 2, 1, 2, and that's the repeat for this round. Continue repeating that around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. Just make sure that you did bring your master color to the front before you worked over it. And to finish off, we can join with a slip stitch to our beginning double crochet. And that completes this round of work. We can fasten off this melonberry colored yarn. Getting started on round 30, we're going to be working in the skip stitches here from round 28, and we're going to be working right over top of this chain 2 from round 29. To get started, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to work a half double crochet in the next 2 skip stitches. So when we work these half double crochets, we're working them right over top of that chain 2. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to work a single crochet in this chain 2 space. Chain 2, 1, 2. Now we have a little repeat for this round. Half double crochet in the next 3 skip stitches from round 28, working over the chain 2 from round 29. So 1 half double crochet, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, 1, 2. Continue repeating that around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. To finish off, we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning half double crochet, working under that chain 2 space as well. And that completes this round of work. You don't need to fasten off this master color because we're going to be using it in the next round. Getting started on round 31, you have your master color here that you're going to be working with. And before we do that, we're going to count around our piece 4 butterflies. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And in that 4th butterfly, in this left chain 2 space here, put a stitch marker. Then count over 4 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, and put a stitch marker in that chain 2 space. Do that all the way around, and then when you've done that, come back and we can get started. We're going to get started by working a chain 1. And then we have a little repeat for this round. The repeat is to work a single crochet in this first half double crochet. Work 2 single crochets in the next half double crochet. So there's 1, 2. Work a single crochet in the next half double crochet. Work a single crochet in that chain 2 space. Work a single crochet in your single crochet, and then work a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Continue repeating that until you get to your 4th butterfly in the stitch marker, and I'll meet you there. Okay, I'm at my stitch marker. I just finished my repeat with a single crochet in this chain 2 space, and we can take this stitch marker out. And in that chain 2 space, we're going to work another single crochet. Then you can go back on to your repeat. Continue your repeat until you get to the next stitch marker in the fourth butterfly away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Working a single crochet in that chain 2 space. Continue doing that around and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. I'm in that last stitch marker, so I have to work an extra stitch in that chain 2 space. And that brings us back to this beginning single crochet. We're going to join with a slip stitch. And that completes this round of work. And we're not fastening off this master color because we're going to be using it again. Getting started on round 32, I've put a stitch marker in my master color here, and I'm going to start by counting 28 stitches. So the stitch that we're in is right here, which is our first stitch, and I'm going to count over 28 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then we need 8 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then in the next stitch, in that 29th stitch, I'm going to put a stitch marker. Then you're going to do that again. Count over 28 stitches. And in the 29th stitch, put a stitch marker. Do that all the way around. And then when you're done that, you can start by working a single crochet in each stitch. So start your first repeat with a chain 1, single crochet in that beginning stitch, and then the next 27 stitches. And then when you get to the stitch marker at the other end, we can work. I can't see here for a second. There we are. Oh yes, I was saying, when we get to our stitch marker, we can work an extra stitch in that stitch. So 28 single crochets. Alright, we're at our stitch marker. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up because my camera's in my face. I'll double check after. In that stitch marker, in that stitch there, we're going to work 2 single crochets. Continue repeating that around. I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. I just worked an increase in that last single crochet. When you're counting out your stitches, you've got to make sure that you have the right amount and that you do finish with that increase in the last stitch here. And to finish off, we can join with a slip stitch to our beginning single crochet, and we can fasten off this master color, and that completes this round of work. Getting started on round 33, I'm going to be using, I believe it's True Blue, the Super Saver Ombre, and it doesn't matter which stitch you work in, you just want to make sure that your last round you had 240 stitches, and we're going to work a standing single crochet in any stitch, and then we're going to work the crab stitch or the reverse single crochet stitch all the way around. So working backwards, working a single crochet, and then just keep working a single crochet going back, and make sure that you do that in each stitch around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. To finish off, In this beginning piece here, you can see there's a little strand right here. I'm going to insert my hook in there, and I'm going to slip stitch, and I can fasten off this true blue, and that completes this round of work. This mandala fits into Sophie's Universe. You can continue on to part 4, or you can wait for my mystery crochet along for the corners that I'm working on, which would be available real soon, hopefully. See you again soon.